What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nanu Garage, and in today's YouTube video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the top 3 cars that I have driven on my channel. And this is going to be the top 3 cars that I drove and I walked away and I was like, dang, how much is it to buy one of these? I love the way they drive and there's just something special about them all. And I picked 3 cars and not 5 because I feel like these 3 really pinpointed the best 3 of them all, and there's no 4th really to go along with it in this list. So let's hit the road and let's get into the list. So starting off the list, we're gonna go from the 3rd to the 1st favorite car that I have driven. This list is gonna be based upon the best driving experience I received with these cars, and something that I drove and I really wanted to just get back into and drive again. So I've driven many cars, and now I think it's fair to say that I'm at the point where I have a good gauge for how a lot of car companies build their cars and how a lot of cars drive. Starting it off, number 3 car that I have driven that I absolutely loved is the Terminator Cobra. This car's experience was fantastic. If you haven't seen that video yet, definitely do check it out because that's one of my most favorite videos that I've filmed. And in fact, all of these cars I'm gonna mention are the most favorite cars I've featured on the channel. And the Terminator Cobra, it may have really crappy brakes, not good steering. The steering isn't very precise at all. Handling isn't that great, but this thing was modded to have 600 wheel horsepower, and it was so stupidly fast, and given that it's an older car, the experience of it was amazing. So even though you don't have that confidence feel in that car, the experience you get driving it is fantastic. It literally is out of this world. So that car definitely makes it on that list, and it's just so thrilling when you're driving it because you put your foot down and the whole back end starts sweeping all around the place, and you have to pay so much attention and give so much input onto it that it just makes such a fun experience. And it's so scary, the car. I gotta say, it's scary, but it gets that adrenaline pumping, and that adrenaline rush, you just can't beat it in any other car. That car just really is one of a kind. So definitely do check out the video on that. Oh. That is the number 3 car that I've driven, and I really do want to buy one. I seriously want to add one to the collection. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of that, and you'll see more videos on that on the channel too. So now the second favorite car that I've driven, which very likely could be the first, and I'll tell you why, is the Porsche 911 Carrera S with a Tech Art body kit on it. This is a 992 Carrera S, so it's the new one, and this thing was so amazing. It feels super refined. The PDK is lightning quick. The car gives you so much confidence behind the wheel. The handling's amazing, the steering's amazing. Everything about the car is amazing, and I think it's like the ultimate grand touring car that you can buy. The reason being it's the ultimate grand touring car is you can just sit back, be super comfortable in the car, or you could just be going stupidly fast in that car. And with the Tech Art body kit, it also looks fantastic. So that car is number 2, but I think it would have been number 1 on the list, honestly, if it was equipped with a manual gearbox. The manual gearbox in it, man, I think it really would have been that top-notch car with the manual. And I know some people don't like it, some people like the practicality of the PDK, but honestly, with the manual gearbox in that car, it would bring this another element of driving, and I think it would make that car unbeatable. Honestly, that car would be fantastic with that. So now that really was a fantastic car, and it won Motor Trend's best driver car of 2020, I believe it was, or 2021, and it lost to the Shelby Gt350, which was the last 2 cars in competition. So those 2 cars were the ones that were in competition at the end, and surprise, surprise, I think the best driver's car is, and I really don't want to be biased, and people will think it's biased, so you do you think whatever you want to think. Yes, I have this car, but when this car was in the shop for 73 days, I was thinking, shoot, let me sell it and buy another car. But honestly, all the cars I've driven, I could not justify selling this vehicle for another car. I really could not. I do not think there's anything else that I would have rather traded this car for. It is so special, the driving experience with the Voodoo 8,250 RPM redline with the 6-speed manual that sounds literally like this. It's sounds ridiculous. Like, there's nothing that will beat it, honestly. So I really couldn't justify selling anything else. And like I said, if the Carrera S had a manual, that car is so amazing. It's honestly tough to pick between the two. They're kind of, if I'm being honest, they're really different cars. They both handle very well, and they're both fairly fast in a straight line, but the Porsche's just, it handles even better, and it's even faster in the straight line. But if that thing had a manual gearbox in it, my gosh, I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine how that would feel. And I'm not crapping on PDK. PDK is amazing technology, but I'm a traditional guy. I like that manual. I just enjoy the experience with it. So if that car had a manual, that very likely would take the title from this GT350 as the best car that I've driven. So that's the list 1 through 3. And let me know what you guys thought of this list down below in the comment section. So next up for cars that I need to drive is a Shelby Gt350, a newer one. Need to get behind the wheel of that, so I'll set that up very soon. And that has a DCT with the Predator motor. I personally don't think it's nearly as special as this car, anywhere close to as special, but it still is an amazing car, and I've heard great things about it, and it's totally different from the GT350, which is really why I want to experience it. So that's on the list of things to drive. C8 Corvette will be coming very soon onto the channel of things to drive, and that's something I really can't wait to drive too. But the one complaint I have about General Motor cars in general is I feel like the experience when you're driving is very numb. I hate to say, but it feels very numb, if I'm being completely honest. The response through the wheel and all that stuff is very good, the response you get from the car, the feedback, but you don't feel the bumps in the road and the grooves in your tires and the pavement from the car. This car, it really feels like way more nimble than any GM car I've driven, and it feels so connected to the road. The other one is connected, but it's more of a mental game to be connected to the road, like in the C7 Corvette Z06. So that's the list right there. Can't wait to drive a C8. I really hope it does meet my expectations, because I do think that car can be killer. The GT500 too, I'm hoping it's like this but more powerful with the DCT, like stupidly fast. So those are, I have high hopes for those cars. Let me know what you guys thought of this list down below in the comment section. Let me know what the favorite car you have driven in your life is. I would love to hear it down below in the comment section. But that right there is my top 3 favorite. But I've driven a fair amount of cars, and I think it's fair to say that these are the top 3 cars that you can buy for the price range, honestly. And for the price they're all killer cars. So let me know what you guys thought of it down below in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
They're trying to lock us up, but we ain't gonna stop, boy. They're trying to lock us up, but we ain't gonna stop, boy. They're trying to lock us up.